Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the fourth grade concept of types of triangles. This is standard 4.6c in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 21, which is a new item type called inline choice of the 2023 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we have some clues here. A triangle has one pair of perpendicular sides and two acute angles. Is the triangle an acute, obtuse, or right angle? Right triangle, and then we need to complete this sentence. All right, so let's see if we can at least draw that. I want to draw it in a way where it doesn't necessarily take up my whole screen, so I can move it around there. All right, so we need to know several things here. Triangle has a pair of perpendicular sides. So that's our first word that we need to make sure we understand. What does perpendicular mean? Well, we typically look at the words perpendicular and parallel together because they are related, but they don't mean the same thing, obviously. So perpendicular means we've got a square corner. Okay, that's when two lines come together and they form a right angle. So perpendicular lines always make a 90-degree or a right angle. So a triangle, so I need a triangle, has one pair of perpendicular sides. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go blue. I'm going to go connect line. I'm going to make a big triangle right here. And you know what? Let's make that green so we can see it a little bit better. All right, so let's do this one right here. All right, so I'm going to make that green so we can see it a little bit better. And then I'm going to make it go this way. Okay, so I've got my pair of perpendicular sides and then two acute angles. Well, if I'm going to make this a triangle, right, I need to at least, connect the lines and make it a three-sided shape. Now, two acute angles. So I've already told you that we can make this a little bit more transparent. There we go. We've already seen that when we have a perpendicular set of lines here, it's going to make a square corner or a right angle. So we've got that right here. Okay, so these two lines right here are going to be perpendicular because they form a right angle. Now, it says we also need two acute angles. Well, what does that mean? Acute means it is going to be less than 90. Okay, so it could be a whole range, right? So if here's your 90-degree right angle like this, acute is going to be anything less than that. So it could be just a little bit less than that. That's an acute angle. It could be a whole lot less than that. It just can't be 90 or it can't be larger, okay? So take a look at these two corners. See how that's a square corner right there? My green line makes definitely an acute angle. It's less than that. Same with this. Here's a square corner. As you can see, my green line makes an angle that is a lot smaller than that square corner. So I've got two acute angles. So we're good. I've got a 90-degree angle right here. And then these two are both acute, which is exactly what I wanted. All right, so now let's look at our options here. Is the triangle an acute, obtuse, or right triangle? Okay, so what I know about those three. Well, an acute triangle has all three angles are acute. All three angles are less than 90. A right triangle has one right angle. And then I've got an obtuse triangle has one obtuse. Obtuse means greater than 90 angle. Well, even though the word right didn't show up in my clues, we know that a perpendicular pair of perpendicular lines makes a right angle. So the triangle is a right triangle because it has a right angle and two acute angles. So that's my answer.